Welcome back, my Duelist friends, Casual Duelist. It's still Speed Duel Sunday. I say that because earlier today, I gave you guys another deck profile for the Elemental Heroes for Tier 2 Speed Dueling, using the right hero for the job as the skill card. And well, not today. For the second video today, I wanted to go ahead and throw the spotlight on one of the cards that we used. And I wanted to talk about Elemental Hero Blazeman, why it's good now, why it could be better later. Okay, so first and foremost, let's get to know him. A 4-star fire attribute warrior, 1200 by 1800. This was released during the midterms box. So again, as long as you've been buying the boxed sets as opposed to like the booster series, you're going to have this card. You're probably going to have purchased 3 of them because they were like $15, $16 a box. And that meant that you got a playset of everything that they had to offer us. Which means, of course, you don't need to know about the price. But if we had to guess, because I'm not going to look it up, I did not look it up, probably like a 50-cent card, if that, because it's common. But it's great. It's got 2 major effects. You do have to choose between one of them per turn, as you can only activate one of the effects per turn and only once during that turn. So you can't, play 2 copies, get 2 effects, whatever. That's not going to happen. So what's going to happen is when this is normal or special summoned, you are given the option to add polymerization from your deck to your hand. So again, the heroes base around using fusion all the time. So being able to just pick up polymerization whenever you want and be like, okay, so I'm going to play Blazeman, go ahead, grab poly. It's as good as drawing a card, except it's tutoring, obviously. And the best part is that we can start, fusing into things. And you're like, well, what are we going to fuse into? Well, there's one super good fusion for him at the moment. And we did use this in the deck a little bit earlier. And that would be our card, the Elemental Hero Nova Master, which allows him to actually turn into a draw engine. So I said it's like a pseudo draw due to the tutor. But then sorry about that. You're actually going to get a true draw engine because as it starts to destroy monsters by battle, you get to start drawing a card. So not only can you get to the polymerization, but then with any other elemental hero card, he could be the fire attribute, the fire typing, to create the Nova Master. So again, looks cool, gets cool, and honestly, I could almost see this being the natural way of things, because if you look at his armor and then you look over here, it's kind of close. Maybe that is his natural progression. If it is, cool. Well designed, well done. But he has more effects than that. But that also means that if we were to use, say, the right hero for the job to switch from another hero to him, we would actually still gain that effect. Since this is a normal or special summon, and since we're talking about those, we have to talk about how a hero lives is going to interact with that as well. So again, as a great starting play to be more aggressive with a Blazeman for the fusion aspect, you could play the hero lives, pay half of your life, you summon him. Now you've played this to get a monster and you replace the card in hand. So your starting hand of 4 is still a starting hand of 4. Or I suppose if you went second and you're going to be more aggressive, your hand of 5 is still a hand of 5 plus a monster on the field. So again, it's quick to advantage. And then what you're able to do further is switch the monster into something else that you need. So you already have polymerization, possibly one of the monsters that you needed to fuse for. Plus, you're going to go get the actual one, the one that you actually need. So again, we played with Goddess of the Third Eye. So again, you practically always have Goddess in the hand. So being able to swap the Blazeman now back into the deck for Sparkman, since he was 4 of our fusions, 5 if you count the Nova Master. We're just able to, 4. 3 or 4. But you're able to just go ahead and just fluidly go into the plays, which I think is crazy. So that's one half of this guy's cool effects. And that was only a sentence. Okay, he's still got a whole paragraph here, guys. Let's get the rest of the effect, right? So during the main phase, you can activate this effect. If you do, you cannot special summon monsters for the remainder of the turn except fusion. Also, send 1 elemental hero from the deck to the graveyard except Blazeman. If you do, this card's attribute, attribute, attack, and defense become the same as the card sent until the end of this turn. You may only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. So, what's this matter? Well, if we get more of the attributal heroes and super polymerization, whether it's a skill or not, we're going to be able to fuse trap. First and foremost, we'll be able to fuse trap in speed duel the way that we do in the advanced format. And that by itself is just kind of banana sandwich, guys. Second, and I don't know exactly how to quantify this. We can give ourselves some attack bonuses. Again, I mentioned this during the earlier video because I pulled out Blade Edge and I said, oh, look at that. You can make him Blade Edge. He'd be like Earth, but he'll have 2,600 attack. Okay, that 2,600 attack until the end of the turn could be the difference between pressing for the game or not. Again, let's talk about something else you guys could do. You guys could, I don't know, put Necro Shade in the graveyard without having to touch those foolish burials that are on the limit list. Okay? So once all this card is in the graveyard, you can normal summon a level 5 or higher elemental hero without tributing. So what you do is you play... Okay, you ready for this? Play your Heroes Live, get your Blazeman, do not grab your Polymerization. Instead, send Necro Shade from your deck in order to normal summon Blade Edge next to him. Okay, so first off, what's going to happen is he's going to gain 400 points because of Necro Shade. But you're also going to have this big whoop stick at 2,600 with piercing. And that's only going to cost you 2 cards from your hand. 1 card here because this is going to generate this, which is going to toss that. And this will be the second card that came out of your hand. So again, if you went second, you still have, I don't know, like 4 cards in your hand. So if you want to talk about some really cool advantages, Blazeman, he's got you covered. And then as far as like the future, like what does the future hold for this card? Like I said, like let's talk about that. So if we get more of the attributal heroes, okay, right now I think the Nova Master is the only one that we have. I do think Ab-Zero would over-centralize things. Shining would be really cool. I'd love to see Shining, Great Tornado, and Gaia. Escarido would be nice. I say release them. Maybe you guys say don't. That's fine. We can differ on this. Maybe give us some of the Elemental Hero Neos fusions, where it's just like, give me 2 normal heroes or something along those lines. Give me something with Super Poly. Allow me to go ahead and Super Poly with the boy. Let me go ahead and start snatching up targets from the other side of the field. Let me do that. And again, what's another cool thing we could do? We've got Dahlgren, the Flame Mad Kaiju, which means we could still, I don't know, just getting one thing. That's all we need. Just one thing, right? We need super polymerization, whether it be in skill form or spell form. If we get that, and I would prefer it as a skill so that people have to lock into using their skill for it. But what you could do is you could use Blazeman with the Flame Kaiju. You could go ahead Kaiju, use your skill, get this. Maybe you got your polymerization. Maybe you got your name. Maybe you're setting up for a later play where you do the Necro Shade Blade Edge move. And you get to do all these like really cool moves, guys. And you just, wreck wholesale that way. One other card, and again, I'm pretty sure, because I just checked my boxes before the video. Because every now and again, I'm smart enough to do my homework. One other thing I would love to see for Blazeman decks is Solidarity. Like, I loved playing Solidarity Hero like 8-10 years ago. And all Solidarity Hero ever was you played 3 Solidarities, you only play the Warriors, and all you do is you play Mask Changes, you play Super Poly, you play Miracle Fusion, you play Polymerization, and you play like Prisma, Necro Shade Blade Edge, and just a bunch of like the more utility cards. And I'd love to see that shrank down into a bite-sized form so that I could do that here on the speed duel tables as well. And again, it's like an 800-point bonus to your monsters if you're only running a single typing. So again, it's very easy to run just solid warriors. For volcanics, I think they're all pyros. That would be a cool one to see Solidarity in. And if it did, Solidarity would be like my big pick. But for right now, Blazeman has so much potential. Not just for elemental heroes, but just in the future too. Just making him a better card, having 2 excellent effects. And again, I do think that as soon as we get like Dark Ubel skill cards, where it's like Supreme King Jaden, I do think we're going to get a super polymerization skill. And that's just going to make this card just go crazy. And again, like I said, we already got the Flame Kaiju. And we've already got, you know, the Nova Master. So we just need that one last puzzle piece. And this dude is set. So that's it. That's it. That's all I got to say. Honestly, that was a bit longer than my normal ones. And I'm glad. I'm glad that he's going to get some recognition for being a great card. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, maybe support the channel if you want to. It's as easy as a like and a comment, guys. The comment could be anything. Tell me that you had a banana for breakfast. Request another deck you want to see in Tier 2. Tell me about a crazy build for Tier 1. Pick something for me to rant about. Anything you guys like, I'll be more than happy to read it, all right? But for now, and until next time, I hope to see you guys again next time. See you later. Peace.